Steffen here, the outdoor guy, and today we are doing a quick hike with an unexpected twist and, of course, some nice spots in the area. I'm challenging myself, getting to an unexpected peak until I make it back. So this is where we start today for our little small hike, and as always you can follow and see my routes, the tracks I'm doing on the Komoot app. Yeah, let's start today over here. No matter what you do, it's always good just to get out of the house, and even if it's only a just quick hike, it's always worth to go out because you can see a lot out there, always. But look at this nice little alley, these very old trees. First little spot. Even, as I said, during the quickest hikes or whatever, there is always something to explore. Look at it. This is a so-called, place to rest. In German, zur Allmende. Allmende, what does it mean? It's a place where where people want to allow just to get back some insects, or even, as you can see here, even small bees, a small bee farm, wooden fortress for just getting back insects during the summer, for example. Right behind the small place, water place, this pile of stones, sandstones, especially for or during the hot summer period, to getting back salamanders or whatever creatures, animals. Okay, now we're getting the junction, and we are going just straight. So in Germany this is called and this is in other regions, other countries, kind of the same, the so-called crucifix, with always something written, Christian sign, which is supposed just to keep an eye on the hikers, wanderers who are just going that way. Oh, so the trek today brings me even for a few hundred meters alongside of a highway. That's maybe the noisy part of today's hike. But we'll manage. It's getting calm again. We're getting away from the highway, and since it's a bit going down the hill, I take the chance just to speed up a bit. And look at that, nice path again. And we are getting away from the highway. It's calming down. Going alongside, I think, no, that's a real tree, okay. But if you look inside here, Maria, and as well, just a place to respect hikers or anybody who is just going along this way, being protected on the way. As always, just want to show you Karsttal, the German word for that. Anyways, there are along these routes always signs just to follow, so basically you can get lost. Not even sunny today. Not really cold, not really sunny. And look alongside on the trees, marked again. If you're following respective routes, you cannot get lost. Just follow the signs, follow the routes. And now, crossing highway underneath. Echo. Hello, Echo. Come on. Let's go through fast. And that's it already. No, today's route, even the short one, brings me alongside on some concrete ground or asphalt even. But we will get soon again into the forest with nice soft underground to walk on. Yeah. Here we go again, another junction, another sign or signage anyways to follow, for instance, the so-called Leininger Wanderweg. We are still in the Leininger Land, so-called area of Rhineland-Pfalz, close to the River Rhine area. Since now we had just a in-between peak, we are slightly going down the hill. I will slightly start running. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. I just made my mind. To my right now, following, this would be the path to go as I initially planned for. But honestly now I just consider to go a bit further and explore another track. Let's do that. Oh, and by the way, these roads are bringing even ambulances, or if you are in any case of trouble and you need help, this is where you can go for. So-called Unforeseen. This is a destination point. Any ambulance could reach out for you if you are anyways in trouble. And this is usually you see on each and every hiking map or whatever, for this area especially. And you can see and identify the closest, nearest point of emergency or recovery. Give through the number which is just written on it, in that case 6414-316, and the ambulance knows exactly where to go. And this place, Diemer Kreuz, Carlsberg 1959. Interesting. So I have to look the history of that one up. Now I'm curious. As said, I'm just in the right mood. Still time left. I'm quite confident that I still will make it in 1.5 hours something. Now the map says this way. Okay, that means great idea, Steffen. Because as always, look at that, how deep it goes down the hill. So, and anyways, finally getting nicer back into the forest again. Oh, quite chilly down here. The wind just goes through as it's funneling somehow. Yeah, but none of that is okay. Here's the thing, since I first thought, okay, 1 hour today, no more than 1.5 hours, and I slightly adapted today's trip now. Let's see if I can still make it within the 90 minutes threshold. 90 minutes and I'm already on my way for approximately 35 minutes now. So just looking over there, the initial route I would have followed alongside on the ridge over there. So currently now the alternate is still in parallel to the initial route I wanted to do today. And later, of course, the initial route will just go more to the right, and now this alternate route will bring me just deeper into the forest. Oh no, it's going even more downhill now. Oh, light at the end of the tunnel right now. Whew. Ah, it goes quite up to a ridge on my left. The ridge I would have taken initially on my right. Yeah, and I'm certainly right in the middle of it. By the way, what I'm doing, of course, I'm trekking on the Komoot application, 2 days hike again, and you can just explore if you want to explore my routes anyways. Follow me even on the Komoot app, follow Outdoor Guy, and you will find me, and you can of course reach out, take my routes I've done so far, or I'm doing, as a starting point. Explore them if you want to, if you are interested in some of them. So yeah, just enjoy them. There's just a small basin, rain recovery reservoir, and it just goes along that small stream. Yeah, just looking for that. Nice little hunter shed. So there must be something ongoing with the wildlife in that area. So most of the treks I'm choosing today are quite like these. It's a regular, well accessible hiker's path today, hiker's trek. Not even birds or something. I mean, the only guy disturbing the peace currently is me talking to the camera. Partially cut by the forest guys, of course, by the forest cleaners and keepers. But a lot, of course, this trunk, for instance, right, it's just blown away together with its root ball during whatever type of storm we've faced in the region. I just saw in the map that there is a marking of a peak, of a summit over there. What summit? Okay, now, holy moly, I'm curious and I want to see that marking of whatever it is. So that means we are going up there. Yep, we are going just straight, and let's see if we can make it to this summit marking. Someone tell me later if this wasn't a good idea. If it would not be like that, it would not be called summit. Ooh, we're getting there. Not that far anymore. Getting closer to the peak, and I can see these marks now of wild hogs. So now it came to my mind, maybe that deep in the forest I could even throughout daytime recognize some of those. So let's remain as silent as possible. First, of course, not to get surprised by these animals, and second, not to get them surprised if I'm right, jumping into their daylight camp. This seems to be, you can see this is a stairs, all stairs, Okay, that's it. Where's the promised whatever signage of that place? Yep. But over there it seems to me like some seats. Ah, look at that. Ah, here we go. Found it. Certainly found it. Look at that. Honestly, maybe not too many people make it over here. Yeah. So this is the stone which marks a peak, or in that case, the so-called, I will tell you in a second, the so-called marking of the summit im Biosphärenreservat Pfälzerwald Vosges du Nord. Unfortunately, this is not nice having this over here, but some might say this is a kind of a summit ritual. Once you get here, you are allowed to drink a, I don't know, bottle of wine for whatever reason. Okay, great. Yeah, that we've made it to this summit, peak, whatever. Now it's time to follow the route again, which is supposed to bring me to the starting point of today. And still, I'm now 57 minutes in of today's hike. And I set my self-set threshold is with the 90 minutes. Finally, the meters are made up the hill to find that marking of the summit, or of the so-called summit over here. I can now go down again, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it makes you speeding up a lot, since of course you have to be cautious and careful not to fall over and do whatever stuff. This path over there is the path I want to go for. This is something, this is another path now we are facing, which I'm not aiming for, but this path over there I want to go for. Whoa! Ooh, that's it. Turns out that even the smallest, shortest hikes do have something for you. Yeah, made it from up there to this nice little path. So this one didn't took quite for a while, and what they did, they brought in nice gravel. The next challenge is now not to find this peak or other peaks anymore. One is okay for today, and since we have to go up the hill anyways right now, I will do quite some meters in height anyways. But I have to show you. Isn't it kind of a déjà vu? Right? At least to me, as I did just a photograph of the one maybe 20 minutes ago. Crazy. No, but it's definitely another one. Definitely. On my way. Now we are just approaching a nice little place to rest, and this is a so-called Tränke. What is Tränke? Yeah, kind of a, don't know, pub, a bar. Yeah, Tränke, you could say bar. Some pictures. And this is about because there is a stream coming from underneath, going through. And okay, at least in periods of the year where there is much more water, you can of course get some water out of here. That was the main purpose. Nowadays you should not do it without a filter, maybe, right? And this is so-called Tränk, Befreiungs- und Schutzhütte, and built in 1930 and renovated throughout the ages. And even a new build in springtimes 2009. So not that old. Not that old. And it's looking nice in here. Tables, desks. Really nice to rest in. Oh, a little look at that. Even something which will bring some luck, some fortune to you on your way, wherever you might go. And even another Christian cross. Okay, nice little place, especially to rest, but rest is not given for us. For us, good word for me. I have to go now. Let's take a look. Whoa, 1 hour and 4 minutes in now, and we want to make it, I want to make it in 1 hour 30. Whew. Burpee run. I fear that's it. Now I first to climb up again. But I know already that from no matter which direction I'm approaching, I will end up down the hill towards my starting point. We are now very down in the valley. Whew. And look at that, what's in front of me. Nothing more than up the hill. On the one hand side it's good that you bring out gravel and all this just to harden the surface of the ways, of the paths, of the routes, especially for the forest workers, for the forest guys. But the downside is that you need to build these type of reservoirs, right? In order to, once you're facing heavy rainfalls, of course, this type of road is no longer able to just absorb the water, the pure amount of water. And once it's just coming down the hill, you know, there is the one basin here, a few meters, 50 or 70 meters over there, another basin, just to collect all the rainwater and not to get all the rain down into only one destination into the valley. Always a bunch to consider if you do something. Yep, here you see another. Just another. Just another. And another again. Whew. How much time will be left for the last stage to stay within my 90 minutes for today's hike. Ooh. 1 hour and 12 minutes in, and there is maybe approximately 250, 300 meters still to go on that route, with slightly up the hill running. 1 hour 13. Ooh. We'll be close, we'll be close. Today we are now with 8 kilometers in overall. Let's see. Oh, the final meters to the more or less last stage, to the ridge. Oh. 1 hour 16 minutes in. Ooh. Oh. See, not only the areas opening up, my heart slightly bit as well, since I now know where I am, and that I really could do it in 10 minutes now, the more or less remaining 10 minutes. By the way, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you want to see more of those videos. I'm bringing up every other week or something. We'll see, of course, because I want to look out for the sweet spots for you in the region. Isn't it just nice once you are in the forest, hiking, on trail run, whatever, and you just feel like that? You take just another route, you take just another trek. 1 hour 19 minutes in. Oh. So the next stage is a junction. We have to cross the highway again, but now over a bridge, and then we are close to today's destination, and we are close to the highway we have to cross again. Okay, now this direction. Now we are close to the crossing of the highway via bridge. 1 hour 22 minutes in, remaining 8 minutes. I think we can make it, because now that's a good part. I'm in the area which I know well already, and this means we don't have to go up the hill anymore. Everything now which is coming, it is slightly going downwards. And go for the last meters. We are closing the loop. This nice gorgeous spot we just visited in the beginning of today's tour, and this means also we are not far from today's finish line, and we are also back on that nice little alley with this nice old trees. Somehow now I'm recognizing how these specific trees evolved throughout the ages, with a very heavy trunk and some separate thinner trunks going out of it somewhere in the end. I think that must be man-made somehow, right? So that's it of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed. Here we go again. This is the trunk, the area, the bank, little chairs, and the table where we started today's hike. And by the way, I think we quite made it in 1 hour 29 minutes, yeah, and overall 10.2 kilometers. That's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to follow me and support me, and if you want to just see more of those videos, bring down in the comments what you would like to see, maybe as the next thingy, a hike in the dark, in the night even, winter hike, summer hikes, whatever else. Let me know down in the comments, and I see you in the next video.